Thanks for joining in. Hope your weekend is getting off on the right foot. The weather here where I'm at is supposed to rain later on this afternoon, so I might get some time to go out later on and maybe ride my motorcycle around before the weather turns bad. Tomorrow, Sunday, is supposed to be rainy all day, but we'll see. Sometimes that changes. Anyway, let's talk about the upcoming Jets and Broncos game. The Jets travel to London for tomorrow game against the Broncos. The Broncos are entering this game 3-2. They just beat the Eagles last week. They had to come back with like 18 fourth quarter points to beat the Eagles 21-17, and that was the Eagles' first defeat of the season. So you see the Broncos can score points, and they're not a big offensive juggernaut or nothing like that, but they can score points when they need to. And coming back on an Eagles defense last Sunday, I thought was pretty impressive. Not quite as impressive as I first thought it was after watching the Giants just dismantle Philly the other night with Jackson Dart, who, by the way, I wish the Jets were going to draft this past draft, but they passed on him because why not? We have Justin Fields, so we really don't need anybody else. But anyway, so the game is tomorrow morning, 9:30 our time, and I think this is actually a Jets home game. It's considered a home game for the Jets. We all know the Jets are 0-5, and they're just moving in the wrong direction. Every week it just seems to get worse. Penalties, mistakes, fumbles at the wrong time. The offense is absolutely terrible. The defense is worse. And I just don't understand why it's not getting any better. You just want to see improvement. You want to see what Aaron Glenn says. Everybody's going to be held responsible and no more of this same old Jets stuff and blah, blah, blah. And yet it still really is the same old stuff. It's the same old team. It's just crazy that they're not improving at all. So as I think about this game tomorrow, this game reminds me of one of those games where the Jets kind of pull a win out of their ass. They're not supposed to win. Everybody's just down on them. They're the brunt of everybody's joke. The NFL, even the commentators during the game, make fun of them. All the NFL shows, they just same old Jets, man. They're just doing Jet things, and you wonder, like, when are we going to have that game where they pull one of those wins they're not supposed to win? Like, this is one of those games where they're a 7-point underdog. They're not supposed to win. Is this that game? Is this the time when the Jets all of a sudden they win a game and give the fan base a little hope? Not much. I mean, they would be 1-5 with a win, but you win, and now all of a sudden everybody's going, okay, it's turning around, and then the next 4 games they get their asses beat again. It's just I just don't know. It's just because every year they do that. And we all remember a few years back when they won the last game against the Rams or somebody like that. They blew their chance to get Trevor Lawrence, and we all know how that ended up, working out. So is this one of those games where they just kind of win and they're not supposed to win this game? And you want to say to yourself, what the hell are you doing winning this game for? It's not doing you any good. You want to see, but then again, you see the guys trying, the players trying, coaches trying, so they're not giving up. They're professionals. Is that going to be this game? No, it's not going to be this game. The Jets don't have any chance of winning this ball game. I'd like to sit here and say, yeah, they do. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Yeah, maybe they can pull a win out. No, they're not going to pull a win out at all. I got a couple of notes here I just want to read about now the Broncos offense is not fantastic. I mean, these guys don't put up 50 points a game or nothing like that, but their defense is just absolutely just awesome. They are a top defense in the league. And the Jets have no offense. And even though the Broncos offense is very solid, good running game, Bo Nix is a good passer, but they're not murdering anybody. But the Jets defense can't stop anything. They can't stop the run, and the Broncos are a very good running team. They're a decent pass team. The Jets can't stop the pass at all ever. So I just this has this is just a bad. It's gonna be a bad result for the Jets. I don't see how it's gonna be anything else. They seem to like if they've already quit on the coach, on the team, on the play each other, and they just look like they just don't want to be out there. They're out there just like, give me my check. Like, let me just do this. It's one of those times when you have a job where you don't like the job. You're not going anywhere in it. Just give me the check on Friday, and we'll call it even. Let me see. I just want to say a couple of things here. In this game, the Broncos are actually 15th in the league in pass offense. They're averaging 214 and a half yards per game. And they're fourth in the rushing offense. They put up 140 and a half yards per game. They're 18th in scoring in offense, which is about mid. Like I say, they're not great, but they're not they're not bad. And their defense now is what I'm talking about. They're allowing 16.8 points per game. Um, that is just a stopping defense right there. And the Jets, they can barely put up 14 points per game, at least through three quarters, anyways. Now, I guarantee you in the fourth quarter, the Jets are going to they're going to pad their stats. Justin Fields will get a touchdown. He'll get his token touchdown pass. Rushing, maybe they even get a touchdown. Maybe even they'll get 10 points or maybe even two touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But by then, I think the game is going to be well out of reach because it seems like every week this is what they do. I mean, let's remember here against the Cowboys, who were the worst statistical team in the NFL defensive wise, the Jets put up like 6 points going into the fourth quarter. 6 point against the worst defense. This defense is good. This game might very well be a shutout. The Jets may score 3 points the whole game, and that's if Sean Payton and the Broncos do the same thing that every team does against the Jets, is just take their foot off the gas because we're killing these guys. Let's just go into a prevent defense, give them their little. And Justin Fields will get his 200 and something yards passing because he'll get his little dinky passes in the fourth quarter when the game's out of reach. He'll get his touchdown pass, and the stat line will look good because that's what the Jets are the best at doing, is just padding their stats when the game is already a blowout. It's already over. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about these guys. There's good things and bad things about this game that I can see for tomorrow. The good thing is that it's at 9:30 in the morning our time. So you can wake up, get a coffee, have some breakfast, and by 12:30 or so the Jets have already lost. You got the rest of your day to enjoy, watch some good football or go do something or whatever. So that's the good thing. The bad thing is that the Jets are playing in front of everybody. Everybody. There's no other games on at 9:30. It's not like it's a 1 o'clock game where it's only locally televised, so only the New York market and the people up there get to get the abuse. This is a 9:30 in the morning game. Like anybody who wakes up and watches football is going to watch this game. So to me, it's just as bad as a primetime game. They're going to be playing in front of everybody, and they're going to embarrass themselves again in front of everybody. So what do I think the score is going to be? Well, I think the score is going to be somewhere in the line of, I want to say the Broncos will probably put up 34 points. Jets maybe 10, maybe 13, somewhere in that area. That's like I say, unless the Broncos kind of pull back and maybe the Jets make 14, 20 points, something like that. But either way, the Jets are going to be out of this game before the fourth quarter starts. I guarantee you that. And I guess what's the best thing we can hope for? I guess the best thing we can hope for is that maybe um, they just keep them in London and they just keep them there. Don't send them back here. Just keep them there, and then they can change their name to maybe something like the London Jet Lags or something like that, because that's what they play like. They play like they're suffering from jet lag every Sunday. They're tired. They're not ready. They've been in the air for 20 hours in a row, and they land, and it's just like, oh God. This is maybe we can hope for that. Maybe we can hope they just stay there and don't come back. But anyway, that's my prediction for the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. I like to see people watching and commenting on my videos and stuff like that. So I appreciate it. Have a good day. Tomorrow, watch the games, and luckily the Jets are on early. Get it out of the way, and then we can watch some good football the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Talk to you soon.